sorry.
Right. Okay, welcome to the IGA committee meeting of August 16th, 2023. I'm calling the meeting to order at 6:04 p.m. So will you do all the roll calls?
Oh, yes, I think I will. Yeah, so. The committee member, Nida.
Here.
Committee member Dennis,
Here.
committee member Colette Carr,
Here.
and Chair Horton.
Here. And Ashley.
Oh, sorry, committee member Budelli on Zoom.
Here.
Okay, thank you, Chair Horton.
Okay, so first we'll consider any request of a city council member to attend the meeting remotely under the emergency circumstances of AB 2449.
And there were no requests.
Okay. So let's move on to the approval of the agenda, and first the approval of the minutes. So first is the approval of the minutes of the IGA committee meeting of June 21st, 2023. Can I get a first and a second to approve the minutes of June 21st?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second. Can we do a roll call, please?
Sure, Chair Horton,
Aye.
Vice Chair Colette Carr.
Aye.
Committee member Dennis,
Aye.
committee member Budelli,
Hi.
committee member Nida.
Aye.
And I should mention committee member Oseto is absent tonight.
All right, so next we'll move to approve the minutes of the IGA committee meeting of July 19th. Can I get a first and a second, please?
First. Second.
And can we have a roll call, please?
Sure. Chair Horton,
Aye.
Vice Chair Colette Carr.
Aye.
Committee member Dennis,
Aye.
committee member Budelli,
Hi.
committee member Nida,
Aye.
and committee member Oseto is absent.
Okay, public comment. Are there any members of the public wishing to speak on an item not on the agenda?
That I see right now.
Okay. So moving on.
What about, can we talk about something as a public member?
Oh, I don't know.
There's like the staff reports at the end and committee member reports
Oh,
too.
okay.
Mhm. So hold that thought.
Okay, so let's move on then to old business. First, we can review the city events for the calendar for the We Are Brisbane series with a recap of the Brisbane Community Night at the Giants game on August 11th.
Sure, so I have some photos if you'll indulge us for a moment to share. This is our city's Instagram, but we're there this is on Friday, the 14th, and Vice Chair Colette Carr joined as well, and I think there was probably, from our section, maybe about 60 people.
60,
in
yeah,
attendance.
yeah.
Yeah, and so they had this sign up in the middle of the second inning to welcome all the committee groups that were there. So I was told to have the camera ready. During the time that people were coming into the section, we had the stickers ready with the QR code on the back with the link to join a buzzer room. And so people got the stickers and some put them on their sweatshirts as they got them. But we were telling them, we're going to do some trivia. The idea committee is going to have some trivia for you. So if you're interested in playing, those are the stickers. Come down. And after the third inning, we're going to start. So we did have some folks, and as we went through the innings and half innings, it seemed like more, people were getting into it. Even the younger folks there, the high schoolers and some recreation staff there. And they were getting competitive with the blankets that were the giveaways. So we had 7 of those and they all went. So it was fun. And the buzzer idea worked out. I remember Colette Carr, or Vice Chair Colette Carr and his family. So despite the loss, the
Yeah.
Giants It was still a great time of just being there together and getting to engage with one another during those few minutes that we had, like the countdown was showing of like how much time before the inning started. And then we had to direct people to go back to their chairs, come back at the next inning for the next
Okay.
question. So that's fun. We just had 7 questions and we got to learn more about not only the Giants trivia, but some demographic information about Brisbane, like percentage of Brisbane households that don't speak English as the first language. So people were surprised to hear that it was actually 37%. And those that are 65 and older was 15%
15%.
Brisbane. So I think from the quick feedback from just after the game, it was just a nice, fun little thing to engage everyone that was there. So
And if I could add, as I said in my email, so thanks to Caroline and the staff, so for, all the attention to detail and for coordinating this. There was a lot of work that clearly went behind it, and she did an outstanding job. So, it's kind of put IDEA on the map. Many people who came there had no idea about what IDEA is and what IDEA does. And, this kind of increased the awareness. In addition, the questions were very well chosen to kind of help people kind of get a better picture about, the demographics, as she said, about Brisbane. How many people, for example, do not speak English? How many people are, elderly and so on? So covered different dimensions. And I think that was great. I know it was all in a kind of a very, fun environment, which everybody enjoyed. And of course, those who got the blankets, they went away, with even broader smiles on their faces because they were good blankets. So
yeah, night
Yeah.
game, they came in handy. You can see them
Yeah.
kind of holding them. Great
Yeah.
blankets here.
Thanks, Caroline, for lugging that heavy bag all the way from your home,
Going in.
They didn't. They just need to look inside and push it around with their antenna. They're walkie talkie. Like just blankets. Yeah, fun time.
There's something to definitely calendar as an annual event. So.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe a Warriors game, because it is, I mean, gosh, I think it's a really interesting point that it's like such a different swath of the population that might be interested in that versus
Right.
like day in the park. And so how do we
Right.
create events that are gonna attract like different community members to share more about IDEA? And
That's a good point.
okay, all right, well, shall we move along to the United Against Hate Week and Youth Mural Project?
Sure. So we talked about United Against Hate Week being in November, mid-November, I think the 12th to the 18th this year. And we'd reached out to Precita Eyes, they're a muralist nonprofit company in San Francisco, and they actually did the mural at the Brisbane Library out in the courtyard. And so they have a very neat process that they go through when they do like these community murals. They have like workshops to get ideas. And so we're thinking about maybe we inquired about doing like a 1-day like instant mural and maybe with the youth during United Against Hate Week. And they said that maybe like 20 to 25 youth to have a workshop, and they would develop like a mural composite that would reflect the drawings on a 5x8 Tyvek. I think that's the material that they wrap houses on. And I think that's what they use to then like do the charcoal sketching on, and then the mural would be completed within 3 hours and painted by the youth with the guidance of one of their muralists. So this is still kind of in just the beginning phase of just getting a quote from them. It's like, what would this cost? And so the minimum for the instant mural workshop for 20 to 25 participants would be $900 over the course of 1 day, or $1,800 for 2 days. So
What age youth would that encompass?
We'll see like from those that go to the library, like school starting next week and on the afternoons. It's generally, I mean, they're getting like the crowd elementary through high school.
Okay.
Yeah, high school has already started, so they're already seeing those high schoolers stopping in the afternoons. So probably range from. Yeah, elementary through high
Nice.
school. Mhm.
So we need to make a decision on which format we go for 1 day or 2 days, and secondly, what is in terms of getting the budget approved, how do we go about it? How do we raise funds for that to fund that? Because there's a cost, right? 900 or 1800, or it's still a little bit. raised?
Yeah, it's still like. We can talk about how we could raise funds for that.
Nope.
Yeah, we just got this email, so it's still like,
Okay.
oh, do we have the budget? IDEA has the ability to request if there's like one-time type of community events, like what you did with the API event is like there wasn't like a preset budget per se, but we had raised certain like portions for that event through, we got donations and sponsorships, and then sold the t-shirts. But yeah, the city council budget is also where there's like the ability to do some smaller one-time events. And so that's where events like that
Right.
were paid out of.
Yeah.
To fill in gaps.
So when exactly is United Against Hate Week in October, right?
November 12th to 18th.
12 to 18.
So it's not like we have to, I mean, there's other ideas too that I recently heard about, which was like a paint by number mural where you can actually order it. And then it's just a little bit, I mean, you choose your design, maybe you can even design it, and then they send it to you with, blank and just paint by number, so the kids can just do that. We just need a flat surface. Big enough. But I
It's
was
a great
thinking
idea
that
for the
could
younger
be-
kids. especially.
Yeah. That might be where you can see them come together within a shorter amount of time.
Mhm.
Or it's like kids can just sort of drop in and do some.
Right.
It's not like you need to be here from this like specific window of time.
Yeah, because also we met last week with the library manager and could remember Oseto was on Zoom and we talked about how the library is going to be more involved
In the,
with United Against Hate
Okay.
Week this year. They don't have any planned events just yet, but they did say that they will be and probably joining the planning meetings. And so
Yeah.
that was good to hear. They do have a nice like space, like in the committee room at the library where we did the youth poetry workshop last year. And so the Power Up afternoons is what they call their after school time,
Mhm.
where 3:30, the kids generally all come and spend a couple hours at the library to do homework, but they also have like activities all the time, every day for them and snacks, I think too. So that could be a nice
Yeah.
collaboration with the library. Potentially, if you wanted to, we can look more into that. Good thing it's not until November, so we have time.
I'd suggest we collaborate with them. And
Mhm.
so I know as committee member Rosetta is already collaborating. I think she can continue to represent IDEA there and IDEA collaborates with them. It's great that the library is going to spearhead that, our participation, representation of the United Against Hate Week. One thing I want to suggest is that movie that they showed at that introduction, the orientation, which you were at as well, right? They had a short documentary. And, maybe the library can also consider screening that same clip, same movie, which is about, I think it was about 5 to 10 minutes long or something. Right?
Was this on the United Against Hate website? that
Yeah.
I saw? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They played that clip during, in that orientation session.
Right, right. Oh, yes. Okay, in
That did
the.
kind of set the context for what is
Mhm.
United Against Hate.
Mhm.
What is the motivation behind it, and who are the people behind it, and what are they trying? What is the mission? What are they trying to accomplish?
Right. That's a good idea. Okay.
And as far as the mural goes, I think we can, look into
Mhm.
budget options. If it can be kind of bootstrapped in a sense where, whoever participates also donates, right? So that funds that, self-funding in a sense. Right? So that'd be a win-win. That'd be ideal.
Mhm. Okay.
So for example, this pay by numbers thing,
Yeah.
if you want to color like 5 numbers, it's $25 or something. Donation, suggested donation, some.
Maybe suggested. Well, if it's all kids, though, would they have money?
Yeah.
Well, I hope not.
Maybe it could be like a community member sponsors a kid to paint.
Yeah, there you go. Great idea.
Excellent.
And we could have, we could raise money for it at Day in the Park.
Mm-hmm, that's true.
Right.
We should
That
actually
seems
talk
that,
about
right? So,
that. Mm-hmm.
And then how does the like the Etsy with the store? How do
Mhm.
those funds come into play, and how is it determined where any of those funds are allocated?
It's a good question. I mean, we just started that store and we are seeing a few sales come in,
Mhm.
10 so far. The goal was to just offset the existing costs of having ordered another 500 hats that were being given away.
Yeah.
And so we'll do some, looking at the numbers and when that has been met, and then, think about a donation with those funds
Mhm.
would probably be appropriate because,
Yeah.
I don't think this is gonna be, to be able to give it towards a cause in town, that would be something towards the various initiatives too. Could be a possibility. One of the things on there is the sticker from the game
Right.
that was created, so it would make sense to have, portions allocated for other use by committees, such as idea, I think. I kind of started it not really thinking does it take off or is there gonna be anyone? Yeah, we should consider it a bit more now, seeing that there's some sales. Okay, well, we can definitely come back and think more about the community sponsored artist idea for United Against Hate Week. Kind of ties in with working again with the youth during that week, showcasing the United Against Hate Week initiative too a little bit more.
Right. Yeah.
The library can help more.
Yeah.
Yeah, there last year more of helping facilitate the workshop. But yeah, they'll have more of a collaborative role this year.
Right. And everybody agrees the idea collaborates. with the library.
Mhm.
Okay, anything else on that, or shall we move along?
I think, well, since it's already August and Day in the Park is on October 7th, I mean, we will have the September meeting too, but maybe we should, under reviewing the events for the We Are Brisbane series, talk a little bit about Day in the Park. But yeah, committee member Budali mentioned at the end of the park, like talking more about United Against Hate Week. But
People seem to
also.
really like the write-in. And the snack.
And the snack, yeah. It's true. I think in a previous meeting, we talked about games too,
Yeah,
right?
And maybe
Offering
we could,
different games to check out.
yeah, or maybe we could also do a sort of like, I know there's been some back and forth thinking on like, do we want to offer events for like a holiday from every heritage, or like, how do we think about that? But maybe we can do like a sort of like, what would you like to see us, the idea committee put together? To sort of like collect community insights and like interests and like what they might be interested in seeing.
Yeah, a different question.
Yeah.
I think do a quick survey, yeah, along those lines, because, you know, the A in idea is also accountability, so we also want to kind of, you know, understand, we know that idea will be nearing 2 years in January, you know. How aware is the community about idea, and what, you know, what else would they like to see? And how many have you participated in an idea event so far, you know? So just a generic survey around, so just so we have a kind of a calibration of, you know, how much we have promoted idea and how, you know, how much the community is aware about idea in general. Because that's the A in, you know, as we, that's how we defined it, you know, in terms of seeing how much the proverbial needle has moved, you know, in advancing these ideas of inclusion, diversity, equity.
Yeah, going around talking to people at the Giants game, I was like talking to some that I had just met, like,
Yeah.
have you ever heard about the idea committee? And I didn't think that people were like surprised, like, it's like, what's that? Like, it was, I think it has been like spread, like in different publications, and they know of it, but this might have been their first
Right.
like interaction with the idea. So yeah, that's good. What would you like to see? Have you participated?
Right.
And then maybe have some snacks.
Can't go wrong.
Hopefully there's
Yeah.
no wind.
I know, and the photo.
Oh, right, the frame.
Frame.
Yeah. Yeah,
Next
that was
slide.
fun. We can maybe make the hashtag a little bit more permanent on the frame.
Yeah.
Okay.
And maybe just design a quick survey with an iPad where they just simple responses, you know, they just, you know, it takes like 2 minutes to answer the survey. Whoever comes in, answers 4 or 5 questions, and then we basically collate that data and we get some basic rudimentary analytics from it. So that'll help us understand, you know. Based on all
Okay,
of
so
this
not
data.
on the big chart or like the flip chart, but
It's
on
on a
a
Google Form.
tablet or a
Yeah,
Google
on a
Form.
Google tablet, which way, and whenever they finish the survey, they themselves see the scores, you know. So it should be, there should be some software.
Okay. Okay,
Fill out the survey, you get a sticker.
yes, maybe it could be, you know, United Against Hate, like Brisbane Stands United Against Hate.
Yeah.
Sticker, you know,
Right.
we're just thinking about like. Sorry to go back to that event, but last time we gave out the posters at the youth poetry workshop, and one of the founders of United Against Hate Week said that she came to Brisbane last year and saw
Yeah.
the posters up, and we're just thinking about other ways to like give out something for people. Stickers seem to be easy and people will probably use them.
Yeah.
Somewhere. So. Okay, we did come across a nice sticker company in setting up the shop.
Thanks.
Cool.
Or maybe you could even do like, fill out this survey to get a 10% discount on the Etsy store. So then it's like they still need to spend more money, but they're getting like.
Right, and we do have some extras of like the idea, the giant sticker too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
everybody wants discount.
Exactly. And then
They
they're
can
like,
in line to
fine.
snacks, but they're not gonna-
Yeah, we lure them in with snacks.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Great ideas.
Okay, okay, so moving along, are there any other announcements or staff reports? Another topic.
I was just gonna mention the store, but we've already talked about that.
Is this where we can bring up things?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So next is the committee
Mhm.
member reports.
Which is also yours.
So I wanted to ask if Brisbane could somehow get involved with the Maui fires, like even with posting the different places to donate or something like that.
Yeah, do you have, at the Giants game, we actually saw they had a moment of silence before, like, the national anthem was even sung. And they had up on the big screen, the link to donate for Hawaii wildfire relief, but they linked the Red Cross, redcross.org/Hawaii. So we've been actually using that link in the blast starting today and on our socials. But if there's other links, I just
So I didn't look at the last.
okay, yeah, it just went out. Are there more like
There's a lot, but I mean,
Yeah.
as long as it's just some or. It's the-
yeah.
Some companies are matching donations by their employees to the Red Cross. So
And
maybe we can add that in there that, do.
you want to
if
ask
you're-
your employer?
Yeah, check with your employer.
Okay, that's a good idea.
And
Okay.
sadly, you have to be careful about these donation
Mhm.
places because people
Yeah.
use these as opportunities, sadly, to,
Mhm.
Yeah, and
manage them.
I'm a little surprised that they would use the Red Cross too, because I have heard things that they're not like the most on the ground organization, and there's more like grassroots
Mhm.
that are getting. But then I think it's sort of a tension of like, you
Right.
want people in the communities, but then how are you like making sure that those organizations or
Exactly.
donations are vetted?
Right. That's the hard part.
If anyone hears of others that are vetted,
Mhm.
let me know.
Okay. And then Miyoko, did you also have an aging fund?
Yeah, so that's the
Oh, there you go.
application that was sent to AARP that
Mhm.
got approved. June. And so on September 12th, AARP is gonna meet with a group. I'm gonna attend, and then they're gonna talk about there's gonna be a survey that's gonna go out to the community for people either, they said 50 and above or 55 and above. And so they're gonna talk about what's gonna be in the survey. So that's one of the questions I wanted to pose because they said they did Daly City and only 400 people completed the survey. And I think they said there's like 100,000 residents or something. But I guess the question is, oh, and they said part of the people didn't finish the survey. And I asked what were the questions. So maybe that's something we could talk about on the 12th. But I wonder if anything like that comes about with people filling out the survey here. Maybe there could be some kind of resource or people getting together or something.
Well, I wonder if like at the very least, we talked, I think, in the very early days of like, how are we ensuring that these are offered in different languages? So making sure that the survey is available in different languages too. To your point of like 37% of
Mhm.
residents. don't
Yeah.
speak
Yeah.
another first language.
We do have the ability to create forms. Wait, the survey would be hosted by whom?
I'm
Um,
not sure.
Okay. Because if it were city survey, we done it before where we've hosted the survey actually as a form on our website, and then there's an ability to select the language that you want. Because our website has the drop down like language selection tool, so we've done that. So that could be an option.
Mhm. And so, on the first page, it has, population 4,851. They said 21% is age 60 or older, but it's gonna be probably 50 or 55 that's gonna take the survey. But if it's 60 and over, that's 1,018 people. So that's, it's probably a little more, so like 1,200, 1,500.
One other data point that many people learned from the game recently is that 65 and over is 15%.
Oh, from the
Yeah,
veterans,
yeah.
okay.
That was one of the questions, actually.
Mhm. So yeah, so I believe like the survey is gonna be around on the
Like the 9 topic area.
Mhm.
Mhm.
and so maybe next month after I found out about the survey, we could go through this or something.
Okay.
Mhm.
Is this, how long is it open, you know? The survey.
I'm not sure.
So I wonder if that's like, if we can even just have something day in the park of like, let's help you fill out the survey if you're, I don't know, this might be sensitive to be like, are you over 50? But, but like having that as in any way that we can sort of like publicize.
If you need help, then you have to.
Yeah, they
Good
might
time.
not, like the people that they want to fill the survey out may not feel comfortable doing the survey online.
So the outcome of this application is that we become part of the network and the ARP, livable communities directory.
So it's gonna address the unmet needs of the city, and they've chosen South San Francisco, San Bruno, East Palo Alto, and Hillsborough,
Mhm.
and Brisbane. I think they
Okay,
choose between each year.
right.
And yeah, so they just want to see what's the unmet needs of the city, and for example, like in the housing section, it said in the next 8 years, there's gonna be about 1,500 new dwellings made. But with all these projects, I know it's just kind of large. How could our committee be involved with all of these topics to make sure it's, inclusive?
Yeah, I mean, starting with making it available in other languages is a
Mhm.
good start to post to them to see how it's gonna be set up. Like,
Mhm.
we can help with that. If we need it.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, sorry, just the timing of it, it could be where it's right around day in the park too. That we have another tablet for people to fill it out.
The program that you create the forms that.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, this past week, someone came by he needed help with getting the Got Wheels application to the program manager. Got Wheels is the affordable transportation service that Peninsula Family Service manages, and they partner with Sarah Yellow Cab to offer these $5 one-way cab rides anywhere in their service area. And he had the application filled out that he printed, but yeah, just getting it to them, he's like, I can't scan it. And so he scanned it and emailed it. So there's sometimes just like that last bit of assistance needed to get the service. So we can provide that at day in the park if it falls in that timing. Sounds like it might, if it's September, you're gonna be meeting on the 12th, you said.
And also some other things that that's gonna come up is they're gonna have the mobile healthcare phlebotomy van truck.
Uh-huh.
So that's gonna happen. And then telemedicine in the library, they're gonna, help with that. And then there's gonna be a neuro arts musician for older adults, like in the library, so you can experience like sound therapy for older adults.
Oh, it was like totally separate, but I was just thinking of like. When we were giving feedback on the principles or whatever, but it strikes me that some of like these things might be just like larger issues that we could have a perspective on. Around like, how do we increase equity in transportation or housing? Or community support and health services like across Brisbane, not necessarily with the lens towards like older adults, but like how might we sort of take these topics that AARP has identified and think about them across Brisbane and like our remit. That could be for another day.
Yeah.
But as you know, I mean, Mangesh, I think to your point of like, we're coming up on 2 years. And so as we think of like, what are sort of the next steps and goals of this committee? Like, are there specific areas that we might want to tackle that feel like this is something that we should really be involved in? Or that we can like offer support or perspective or something.
In fact, one of these dimensions in this application, social participation, respect and social inclusion, that's closely aligned with one of our objectives.
Yeah, one of the bullet points is about ideas.
It's a well put together response. Did you write this?
Oh, no.
Pretty detailed and comprehensive.
Yeah, Nicole Halton is the staff lead in Parks and Recreation, and she reached out for assistance too on some of these areas, so help to provide some more info. But yeah, we are also, Nicole mentioned, gonna put out an article that's more, did you know that City of Brisbane was accepted into the ARP age-friendly community and getting that more out there. So we will work on that too, probably in the next week.
But yeah, thanks for being the liaison between the idea committee and the city, and for the aging friendly community initiative.
I've learned a lot.
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
So the participation is going to be ongoing, right?
They meet like once a month for half
Okay,
an hour.
okay,
Touch base.
okay. So can we have this report? At
Yeah,
every meeting?
it's gonna
Just
be
so
on
we stay updated.
the agenda as a standing
Okay.
item.
Right.
Mhm.
So you don't mind providing the reports every month?
No, it's good.
Yeah,
It's good
okay.
to review it.
Mhm.
But I did ask for a sample of the survey.
Okay,
Mhm. And yeah, maybe by our next meeting in September, right? Since it's the day after your meeting. Actually, no, September starts on the first week is the 6th, so the 13th the second week, the idea meeting would be on the 20th. That's good timing.
Okay. Thank you. Anything else? Any other committee member reports or other ad hoc agenda items?
I do know that there's only one spot left for the Got Wheels program I mentioned earlier. There's 10 available and 9 Brisbane residents have received membership cards for that program.
I'm sorry, what program was
The
it?
Got Wheels program
Wheels, okay.
with Peninsula Family
Got Wheels,
Service,
right.
yes. So
Hmm.
if you know of anyone, or anyone listening knows of anyone to apply for that, then we have information about it on our city website.
Great. Okay, well then I will go ahead and adjourn the meeting at 6:44. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.